Everybody, this is Greg Darius from a hip hop perspective. Show 2 of 2018. I hear that game in the background. 13 years ago. 13 years ago, one day now. Classic. One of the greatest West Coast albums in hip hop history. It's up there with no one can do it better. The Chronics. Doggy Style. Of course, my boy Kendrick's work, but I'll get to that. Just want to remind you, January 18, 2005, that went down, and that's historic in its own right. But we'll get to that. I wanted to get down with a show tonight, real quick, because I suppose it's a big sports weekend. A lot of sports going down. Big fight Saturday night. Football on Sunday. Great football games last week. So this is going to be like a sports edition of from a hip hop perspective, real quick. As far as hip hop concerned, I'll probably be back here Monday, trying to go live to talk to y'all. Just for the mere fact that the games will be done on Monday or Tuesday. I'm looking into reviewing Paranoia by Dave East that just dropped a mixtape. You know, the beginning of the year is always a slow time for hip hop. I want to get to that Lil Wayne too, the Lil Wayne dedication. So it's a couple things we gotta get to. So probably Monday or Tuesday. I'm looking to do that. But let's get to this NFL. Before I get to the games on Sunday, I'm going to just do a little review of what happened this past week with this coaching carousel. As everybody's hearing, there's rumors, Josh McDaniel and the Colts. Another coach that I guess turned down the Giants. Word is that he wanted a quarterback. He wanted to be with Andrew. So the luck factor factored into the fact that after New England is done, that he's probably headed there. Detroit is got hands on, this is the word, Patricia, the defensive coordinator in New England, who, as of last week, everybody thought was going to be the Giants coach, technically. That was the word. And then as soon as it came out on Monday morning that he's going the Detroit way due to Bob Quinn being a former exec at New England and being the GM over there, word came out that Pat Shermer is headed to the New York Giants, the offensive coordinator of the Vikings. But those things we won't know until the respective teams are, I guess, done with their games. But that's the rumors out there. The Titans fired Mike Mularkey. Everybody know that. Rumor is that he got fired because he wanted to keep his staff together, and they didn't. They wanted to make changes to his staff. That's tough. He made it to the playoffs. I don't know. That's tough. Tough situation. I didn't think he deserved that, but I respect a man that respects his coaching staff and tries to keep his coaching staff together. So you got to respect that. I'm sure he'll land on his feet. It's kind of surprising the Titans made the playoffs to me, but considering that Deshaun went down at Houston, and the Chargers, and all these little mishaps with the kicking game, Titans snuck up in there. So you got to give them credit. They got in there. Word is over there that linebacker coach, former Patriots himself, Vrabel, might be heading to Tennessee to coach them. So we should keep our eyes on that. So that's kind of like what's going on with the coaching thing. A lot of New England coaches, which makes it interesting to see what happens after the season with the Patriots, considering the rumors that we had heard with Belichick and all that. I mean, how many assistants are named? 2 that are on their way out, offense and defensive coordinator. That's not going to be easy to replace. Not when you had the winning formula all these years in New England. So it'll be interesting. Personally, I'm a Giant fan. I was getting used to the idea that Patricia was on his way over here. I was okay with it. I wanted Josh McDaniels, to be honest with you, but I'm okay. I was okay with it because Patricia, the defensive coordinator, had some offensive experience coaching offensive line. And so he had been on both sides of the ball, so I was okay with it for the Giants. I wasn't happy that Josh turned down the job though, but that's over with. So it's looking like Shermer, and he's the offensive coordinator. I'm expecting the Giants to draft or bring in a young pup, Darnold or Rosen, whichever one comes first. So him being able to work with my new quarterback is what I'm looking for. Whether the quarterback starts or sits and waits for Eli to get through this year or 2 or just year, doesn't matter to me. I just needed a quarterback, offensive dude to kind of baby my new quarterback, whether it's Darnold, Rosen, and I'm not going to even count on Webb. I just want the Giants to get it right after Eli. So that's all I'm concerned with. And that's really all we should be concerned with. The word is Spags might be coming back as a defensive coordinator with Sherman, which makes me ecstatic. I like Spags. I thought the defense carried them into the Giants into the playoffs like a year ago, so I'm with that. So it's not official, everything is rumors right now, but I'm totally with that, to be honest with you. I think I covered all the coaches. Everybody's talking about, the Bill Belichick sees only Bill O'Brien and Nick Saban. That doesn't concern me. It's a new day. New England has been successful enough for me, so I'm okay with it. With these coaches getting the opportunity, I mean, they've been successful enough. The rumors about Tim Tomlin in Pittsburgh, I don't get. 48 wins, 4 years. He's not the greatest X and O's dude. His team might not be the most disciplined, but they win. Take New England out of it, they'll probably be champions. They got to get past New England. Everybody has to get past New England. So that's not an easy thing to do. Not easy at all. So it should be an interesting off season. I think the Jets should jump on Todd Haley, to be honest with you. Ben Roethlisberger had his personal problems, but I think the Jets should be looking to get an offensive lineman an offensive coordinator that's been in a winning program. I know Haley has his problems, fighting here, fighting there, bars, this and that, but the Jets could use a good, solid offensive coordinator. And I think Todd is a decent one. I mean, at the end of the day, the Steelers didn't get beat because of their offense. They got beat because they defense this past week. So that's just my quick rundown on the coaches, real quick. By the way, I see Mel Kiper, his first mock draft, and Darnold's number 5 going to Denver now, and Josh Allen is going to be drafted number 1. I mean, I haven't seen Josh Allen too much. I've heard a lot of Josh Allen, Wyoming quarterback. I mean, I think that whole thing is going to be constantly changing till draft day. So, I don't know. I think Sam, I'm going to keep it 100 with you. I think Sam carried USC the last 2 years. And maybe he, as far as the hype, he matched the hype that everybody had for him going into this year. But I still think he carried USC. I just didn't see offensively outside of the running back the raw talent, receivers. Juju left. Adoree wasn't around. I didn't see that raw, crazy offense of talent that I'm accustomed to at USC. So just peep out the mere fact that they're not even ranked in the early rankings without Sam being there. So I'll let you think about it. Tony, thanks for checking in, though. Appreciate that. All right, let's get to the games. Let's get to the games real quick. I'm not going to stay here too long. I really would love Jacksonville. I'm rooting for Jacksonville. I would love Jacksonville to pull it off. I just don't believe they will. How to pull it off? Tom Coughlin, Doug Marrone, especially Tom Coughlin, he knows the recipe. They have the talent. Jacksonville, when I say they have the talent, they have the talent. Like, they have the players. They have the defense to put pressure on Tom Brady. When I say they front four, if they could get to Tom Brady without putting pressure, like needing an extra man here and there to get blitzes, and where all the secondary players could line up and just line up where they're supposed to and get through with their front four, that's the key. And and not just get to Tom, but get to Tom. Like the way the Giants Super Bowl teams got to Tom. Tom don't like to get hit. I don't know how serious this injury is that they're talking about with his hand. I think Tom will be ready to play Fournette has to run the ball. And saying that, it sounds easy. Fournette has to run the ball. Blake has to avoid making a mistake. And the defense has to get the top. But then this is a team that's inexperienced, on the road, and going up against champions, the San Antonio Spurs of the NFL. So it's going to be a hard ordeal. Cam Ramsey and Miles Jack slow Gronk down. I have full confidence in the secondary. I mean, Ramsey's tough and AJ's tough. The safeties are tough, but Gronk's an animal. And then when Gronk doesn't, with New England, it's a system team, so anybody could show up and anybody could do dirt. So, me personally, like I said, I'm rooting for the Jags. But reality is, New England, I just think Jacksonville will have to play a perfect game. Blake Bortles will have to play a perfect game. Avoid mistakes. Be in the game past halftime. Like, keep it close. Where one or two big plays will be the difference. But I got New England winning. I think that I'm not into this line stuff, but I do think the 8-point line I heard, I think it's too much. But I think New England will win and be headed to the Super Bowl in Minneapolis. Against who? The NFC side is it's going to be a fun game. The Eagles, Minnesota, two teams. I mean, Minnesota has a history of being like the Buffalo Bills in the NFL in the 70s and like losing the Purple Eaters. They never won with them, but it's one of those classic losing Super Bowl teams, franchises at that time. So they're back, or possibly back. The idea of playing home in a Super Bowl, that's crazy. Could be crazy. Their defense is tough, real tough. Robert Griffin. Defense is tough. But at the end of the day, in that game, the NFC Championship game, I think it comes down to who do you trust more. I mean, me personally, Nick Foles and Casey Keenum. Old Nick Foles, Chip Kelly, Nick Foles. I haven't seen him. I haven't seen him in these last playoff games. I say the last playoff game and the regular season game, the regular season games that he started. So I haven't seen him, and that's what worries me about the Eagles' chances of winning without him being how Casey has played, I guess, overachieved, but I have more confidence in him based on what I've seen in him over the last few months. This Sunday, I thought he made a big play. I thought he held his composure to make the big play. Casey was balling. And he balled this season. And Minnesota's blessed to have him playing the way he's playing right now. And I mean, damn, you to think that they don't even have Delvin Cook. Just imagine if he was playing for the state running back, the rookie running back that they lost this year. It's crazy. I like them. I like the Vikings to go on and play Super Bowl 52 in Minnesota against the Patriots. That's the gist of that. I just, I think I think that's what we're gonna see. Not take anything away from what happened last week. Shout out to the Saints. That was a great game. It kind of like all the issues, all the stuff that was going on with the NFL. This year, but it was a rough year for the NFL between the protesting and stuff going on with Dallas, Jerry, and the owner, and I mean, and the commissioner, and Zeke, and the injuries. I mean, you lost Aaron, you lost Luck, you lost Odell, you lost a lot of stars. Like a lot of stars. Wentz got lost. There's a lot of injuries this year that have totally reshaped what was going on this year. So, this past weekend was a breath of fresh air for the NFL. Real talk. That game in Minnesota was crazy. The game against the Eagles and the Falcons was crazy. So it was a good week for them. I was disappointed with Atlanta. I had Atlanta. I was really disappointed when Atlanta's lost to the Eagles. I don't know, man. Matty Ice? I don't know. I'm disappointed. I like Matty Ice, but Matty Ice should have won that game in some sort of way last week with that type of offense in that situation. I'm not going to talk about it too much because I'm kind of just moving forward. I'm moving forward to this week, but yeah, it's crazy. I'm surprised too. They this week, just today, that I heard Sark is being retained by the Falcons. So that's kind of interesting too, that he's being retained to stay on as their coach, just as their offensive coordinator. I don't know. That thing in Atlanta, Atlanta's been good since the Giants had they run. I think the Giants beat Atlanta both times on their way too. Atlanta got to the Super Bowl and the choke job, and then this year, and then I thought Dan Quinn was going to bring that feistiness, that Seattle attitude over there, but it wasn't meant to be. So I don't know. I don't know. Pretty much. I'm gonna get to real quick. I'm trying to make this brief. We'll come back at you Monday or Tuesday. That Davies mixtape. The results of what happened this weekend's playoffs. I just felt the need to let the fans or people that are interested in listening to me and the future of the show knew where I was coming from with this. Was the playoffs coming up, basically. What else I gotta say? My football. I guess I covered it when I feel as of right now. So this week should be interesting. Sunday. Um, Real quick, crazy week in NBA. Couple fights. I'll get to that maybe Monday. That whole Houston Rockets. Nobody likes Austin Rivers. Nobody. That's how it feels, at least. Um, I don't know. I heard people talking about suspending for the whole month. I don't think they should be suspended for the whole month. But there's a couple players that are supposed to be suspended off that ordeal. My man at Orlando, the name passes me right now. Like, what was that? He's throwing Hail Marys and missed everything. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that. I'm right now. I'm just, you know, letting that out there. But the other big news is everybody's talking about the Cavs. Don't worry about the Cavs. I do think the Cavs are gonna make a trade before this deadline comes. I don't know if I'm giving up that first round pick. What up, Soul? How you been, brother? Been a long time, man. I hope they don't give up the first round pick. By the way, Soul, I hope you happy with what the Yankees did this winter. We need another pitcher, but I know you have to be a little excited with that. Stay focused. The Cavs, yeah, like I said, I don't know if I get rid of the one pick, which could be Bagley or something crazy. Oh yeah, wait, hold on. So we definitely need pitchers. I'm hoping we need one more bona fide starter. But I believe in Cashman. I think he'll get him. To be honest with you, I think he'll get him. I thought it'd be Darvish, but Darvish playing around. But the whole market is playing around. The whole market is kind of slow. So be patient. You know, everybody want to play in the pinstripes. Well, we'll get another pitcher in. Definitely. Let me go back to this calf thing. I think they need to make a trade, and I think what's going on with them, everybody's making a big deal about their struggles. I think people are just too busy watching their every move and the young kid from LA, point guards, every move. So the microscope is on them. So, they'll fix their problems. But that's how I feel. They'll fix their problems and get right before the playoffs. Um, what else I gotta say? Okay, so big fight Saturday. Errol Spence, 27 years old, southpaw against Lamar Peterson. I'll make this real short and clear. I think Errol Spence will win that fight tomorrow night. Today Friday, so tomorrow night, Saturday night, I expect Spence to. I think it's gonna be a decision. It'll go into the late rounds, but it'll be a decision. I think Spence could knock him out by tire him out in the later rounds, but I expect Spence to win by decision late, go the distance. Peterson is 33. He has to take it to the body. Spence is a southpaw who I think over a period of time will get to him and will hit him. So I'm looking for Spence to pull that out. I'm kind of excited about that fight. I think it'll be a good one. And I'm looking forward to Thurman and Spence next year, the end of this year, whenever they get that together. So, I'm looking forward to that. I'm about to wrap this up. I see Duke steadily climbing their way up in the NCAAs, which is expected. Bagley, the consensus #1. They got Allen over there. Everybody had them up there anyway before the year started. So I think by the time it gets serious, Coach K had them ready to go. I want your thoughts on Trae Young. I need y'all to hit me up and what y'all think. Trae Young in Oklahoma and his chance of being the player of the year. I think that's going to be a big discussion as the season unravels in the NCAAs. So, like I said, New England, Minnesota. I think that's the Super Bowl. I think Minnesota basically has home field in Minneapolis, February 4th. I'm looking for Spence to get that. On Saturday, I'm trying to think that I forget anything. Oh, baseball, really, the McCutcheon's trade. Good move by the Giants. They were looking for some run production. He's going to provide it for them. I know some people think he over the hill, but I think he'll be all right in that lineup with Longoria. It's going to be a problem. It's sad that he can't finish out a Pirate, but he'll be all right. So I'm going to wrap this up. It's my second show this year. Like I said, I had some surprises. Shout out to my partner, Ab, who's not here with me doing this right now at the moment. And I plan on trying to add somebody else to it. I was trying to get that somebody else on the phone because he's like the biggest Patriot fan. But we'll get that handled as time goes on. I just wanted to get my sports thoughts out of the way for this week. I'll be back on Monday. I'm gonna give my thoughts on that Dave East project and talk about the games on Sunday. So that's about it. Shout out to Tommy. Happy birthday, Jerry Dordt, Paul. Happy birthday to all of y'all. Marva, it's good to see you back home. And I'm signing off from a hip hop perspective. Check me out on Monday or Tuesday. On Hey Jen. All right.